Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Setham, and today in this video I am going to be showing you folks how to tame a Reaper King or a Reaper Queen. So I've done some research. This is going to be by far the most difficult thing to tame in the history of Ark, currently speaking. And due to how complicated this is, it will most likely be a fairly long video tutorial. However, if you guys find yourself enjoying this video, don't forget to let me know by hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and why not check out some of my other videos. It does help me out a great deal. Okay, so let's start with the beginning. Behind me, you folks can see a rock drake. Now, with the Reaper Kings and Reaper Queens, they tend to be hidden underground, and there is no indicator that they are next to you apart from having a rock drake, which, according to the file, rock drakes and Reaper Queens tend to be enemies, or Reapers tend to be enemies, and so therefore this little creature over here, or this big creature over here, shall I say, has a little ability that helps you detect Reapers. And I will show you exactly what I mean. So I have some cages in front of me. I have a Reaper Queen in there, and I'm going to walk towards it and keep an eye out on the rock drake's head, as its feathers will basically change the way they are sat on its head as I get closer. Okay, it should start doing it soonish. There you go. So that is its indicator that there is a Reaper Queen. So this is how you know you are close to a Reaper Queen or Reaper King. There you go. Do that one more time. So I got this bit off of reading the Explorer notes, and to be honest, this is probably going to be your best friend. Now, Reaper Kings and Reaper Queens are found at the lowest portion of the map where the rock drakes tend to spawn and where they have their eggs. So taming a Reaper Queen is going to become a lot more complicated because there are quite a few rock drakes down there that will be hostile towards you. So this is going to add to the difficulty of taming one of these things. Okay, so over here I've set up a little laboratory so that I can show you some stuff and do some experiments. I've been playing around with this little area. So what I'm going to do, we've got a 150 Reaper Queen in there, and as you can see, it cannot damage metal. However, don't you worry, because you won't be able to build down there where the Reaper Queen spawn. So building is not allowed. You won't be able to trap it, which is going to make the whole process extremely complicated. So let's have a look at its stats. I've got my super spyglass out so you folks can see exactly what you'll have to deal with. There we go. I'm going to go and spawn in a level 1 Reaper Queen so you folks can see the differences. So something like so. I'm going to use that and change the number to 1. And there we go. So as you can see, very high level, a lot of hit points. Extremely complicated creature to tame, and it does a lot of damage, especially if you do not have any charge on you. That will just basically, so the charge for the Reaper Queens is a bit of a debuff. That means they take more damage and do less damage to you. However, without charge, one of these things will most likely one-shot you. So I think it makes the Giga look like a little kitten. Also, before you do embark on the task of trying to tame one of these things, you need to know that you must have killed Reaper Queens, or actually particularly Reaper Queens only, in the past, and have looted their bodies for the Queen pheromone. I think it's called something like that. So you'll need to loot them for that, which is what you will need to have on you at the time of the birth of the whatever it's going to be, either a Reaper King or a Reaper Queen, because you need to get impregnated by one Reaper Queen, which is actually the most difficult part of the tame. Bearing in mind that this thing does a tremendous amount of damage, and you will most probably have to deal with the nameless as well as with rock drakes. Okay, so for the purposes of this tutorial, I will try and do it without God mode or any cheats. However, I've also spawned in these batteries here for charge, so that means I'm going to use these to debuff the queen so that it takes more damage and does less damage to myself. Now, I don't know what the range of one of these things is, however, I have put plenty around just in case of the Reaper Queen moving around or damaging one of them. I just want to be on the safe side. And as I said before, I will attempt to do this without any cheats. As it is quite a difficult task, I might have to resort to certain cheats. I'm going to use fly so I can spawn this thing underneath me. The code is somewhere around here. There we go. So we're gonna do a level 150 Reaper Queen. There she goes. And as you can see, the charge on it has already started to take effect. You can see that little aura around it. So as you can see, it pretty much killed me pretty fast. Okay, so I've been working on taking this thing down. I've died countless times. It's just hard to do. I have taken its health down to underneath just under 2,000, which is one of the things that you will have to do when wanting to get impregnated by one of these things. I'm just going to quickly nip out here and remove God mode and infinite stats for the purposes of this test, because I am also testing it out for myself just to see how difficult this actually is. I have given it a couple of shots in the past. It's been a bit unsuccessful. So the idea is now is that I have taken its health down quite low. It will want to kind of run away, but the way it does that is it will grab me with its tail, at which point it will impregnate me, leaving me with almost no health left. So I think it's somewhere around 2 or something ridiculous like that, and then it will bury itself underground. Oh, there we go. Oh, that hurt. So it didn't kill me with one shot this time around because of the charge, which is actually acting as a debuff to the Reaper Queen. When I tried this before, I didn't actually use charge and it would just simply one-shot me. So also bear in mind that on both attempts I did not have any armor on me, so I haven't actually seen how much armor will help you stay alive in this particular situation by reducing the incoming damage. So as you can see, it is already taking quite a while for this thing to want to impregnate me. Now I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, if I need to take its health down at this current time. I do know that you need to damage it and bring its health down by a significant amount. Alright folks, I am successful. There we go. This is the impregnation thing that I was on about. It's now going to dig itself underground. I wasn't quite recording because I'd almost given up basically at this point. So it's been like 4 hours of me attempting this thing. Finally succeeded. So in the first attempt, I reduced its health to just under 2,000. And in this bit where you've seen the Reaper Queen impregnate me, I think it was under 500 health. So that means you may possibly need to reduce its health to 500 or less, or maybe 2000 might work. It might also be on a random number generator thing in terms of that ability being used. Also note that I have not lost any health, and that is because at this point in time, as I said before, I had almost given up and I put on God mode and everything. But when it does impregnate you, for those that will do it on official servers, it will almost kill you. So I think it will leave you with something ridiculous like 1 health in a very dangerous area. So that means you will have to get to safety ASAP. I think also the timer that you see down on the impregnation thing will be somewhere around 12 hours for official servers. However, I have got the timers turned up fairly high on this server, as it is a test server, and I wouldn't want to wait 12 hours to do tests on the Reaper Queen. Also, I have read reports of the impregnation being slightly bugged, so if you do something wrong or make mistakes with it, you run the risk of losing the baby. Okay, so now going on to the numbers and stuff that you see in the lower right corner of the screen. Basically, you will now have to kill things to get the baby's XP up, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So I'm going to go picking on everything and anything that I can. I'm going to try and pick on the larger creatures to get more XP, but as I kill stuff, there you go, you can see that it's already gained a couple of levels. I will continue to kill stuff until it reaches its maximum level, and as you can see, the more I will kill, the higher the level of the baby. So it's currently at level 3 as we speak. Now let's see, is there anything else here that I can kill? I am currently rushing a tad bit to kill as many things, as I don't have that much time on my hands, and I do want to see what the maximum level of the baby will be via this method. As I said before, I think on official servers the time for this is 12 hours, so you've got plenty of time if you get lucky enough to get to this point. However, I've got less than 19 minutes to do so. I do want to see what level or how many levels this creature will get via this system. So I'm most likely going to cut out and see you folks in a little bit when this creature will have reached its maximum bonus levels that it can achieve via this method. Okay, so the creature has reached the maximum levels that it can get, and as you can see, it is 75 bonus levels, so that's half of 150, which is what the mother was. So basically it's kind of like taming effectiveness, only you have to go and kill things. Once you have done that and you're about to give birth to the baby, you will want to build a cage sort of like this. So as you've seen on the outside, I have got ladders. So basically 2 walls, 2 tall with 2 ceilings going outwards, ladders on both sides, both the inside and outside. Then 1 dinosaur gateway at a straight angle, another 2 dinosaur gateways, and then again at a straight angle, another 2 dinosaur gateways, and right at the end a behemoth gateway. And that is because Reaper Kings and Queens cannot get through the dinosaur gateways once they are fully grown. So that'll be the exit for the baby once it is fully mature. Now the reason you will need this is when the chestburster comes out of your chest, you will not be able to control where it goes. It will just randomly run in random directions until it is fully mature. So you want to contain it, otherwise it will run off in some weird direction and you run the risk of losing it or it being killed. Also, before you do give birth, you will need to use the Reaper pheromone and apply it to yourself, because otherwise the Reaper that will come out of your chest will be hostile and attempt to kill you, and there's nothing more that you can do. So using the pheromone before that will allow you to imprint on the baby Reaper. Also, as a side note here, it is totally random what you will get. You can either get a Reaper Queen or a Reaper King. Okay, so I am going to apply the pheromone 10 seconds before birthing, and that should give me enough time to be able to imprint on it. I just want to see how many of these you can have, but it looks like you can actually have quite a few before imprinting. So as you can see, there is the little bugger. Oh, hold on a bit, I don't want to open the gates, I want to imprint. There we go. What is it that I have got? A Reaper King. Brilliant. I was kind of actually hoping for a Reaper Queen, but I suppose a Reaper King will do. Once it is out, you will need to feed it meat ASAP, otherwise it will starve to death. And yes, it does eat meat, as you can see. Hold on a bit. Hey. So I'm going to try and see his behavior. It's not on wander, as you can see, so I'm going to try and set it on follow and see what happens. I mean, I know what's going to happen, but I want to show you guys. So enable following. And as you can see, nothing. It's just not doing anything. It's doing whatever it wants to. And it will continue to do this thing up to a certain age. I am going to try and get closer to this wonderful creature so you guys can get a better look at it. It looks absolutely amazing, and it does remind me a lot of Alien. Which is actually a good thing, because Alien is one of my favorite, I suppose, I don't even know what you call them, series of films, of movies, if you will. I do absolutely love the Alien films. And this is what the little baby looks like. It seems to be quite happy at the moment and content and wanting to be recorded. Oh, never mind, it moved. I was going to try and get a closer shot of its face, but I guess it reconsidered. Come back here. Hold on a bit. Maybe. No, stop. Oh well. I mean, you've seen what it looks like. I'm going to give it some more food. It should be able to store quite a bit, and that does give me that sense of security. And again, I have mentioned it before in the video. I will mention it again. I am on a private server with imprinting, breeding, and taming speeds turned up. Alright, just cutting back in quickly just to say something or mention something. I've been here in the cage with this wonderful creature waiting to see a magnificent transformation from that creature that you saw before into this. And I'm slightly disappointed because it just basically, 1 second that creature's there, then the next second this pops in. So there's no transformation or nothing. It's just like almost instant, you know, for the first couple of seconds of its life, it looks like that. Then instantaneously it turns into this. So there's no transition into this creature, which is a bit disappointing. I would have liked to have seen that, but I guess the devs did the best they could with this creature. I brought it out here in the open so you guys can have another look at it. I'm gonna move the Reaper Queen next to it so you can see the size difference. It does look like a wonderful creature, and as you can see, I have wandering disabled on it, but it still does wander about. So you will have to keep it caged up until it is fully mature. And there is the size difference of these creatures. It's a bit dark from this angle, so I'm probably going to move from or move to the other side. Maybe it will be a bit more illuminated. There we go. I think it looks a bit better from this angle, and you can see the size difference. Now, as far as I know, the Reaper Kings are smaller than the Reaper Queens. At this point in time, I don't actually know if there is a difference in damage and health and all that between a Reaper Queen and a Reaper King, as I have yet to fully test that out. And there is its eating animation. That looks quite cool. Just make sure it has a bit more meat on it. Don't want it dying out on me. Okay, so I'm going to go and get this creature back into the cage in which it will mature. And once it has reached full maturity, I will cut back in and show you guys what this creature looks like. Okay, I'm back again, folks. I'm just going to do the first imprint on it. I was hoping it would want something different, but it seems to want a cuddle. So we get to see the cuddle animation. It seems like it got quite a significant amount of health from that cuddle. So I'm just quickly going to look at its stats. Do bear in mind the stats will vary on official servers, as I do have stuff turned up on the server, and it's gained quite a significant amount in health. That's a lot. Wow. Well, here it is, folks. That is it. That's how you get your very own Reaper King or Queen. It is one of the most difficult things in this game to tame as it currently stands, and make no mistake about it, you won't see a lot of these wandering about, or you won't see many tribes with Reaper Kings or Queens, I would make a guess, based off of how difficult this thing is to tame. That is quite good. I do like the whole taming process. I do like what they have done here with this creature, and I am actually looking forward to trying to tame one for myself once I set up the real server and once I have a good look at all the stuff there is to see in this wonderful DLC. So that is it for this video, folks. I do hope this has been helpful, and I do hope that you folks have enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to let me know by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and why not check out some of my other useful videos? Who knows, you might just enjoy them. Until next time, stay safe, folks.